rockers and Mercuryans. Did the real Avril Lavigne pass away in the early 2000s? Y'all, I know this is an old conspiracy, but it's spooky season, it's Halloween time, and this is one of the scariest kind of things or situations in the Hollywood or the celebrity world, is the idea or the theory that Avril Lavigne may have passed away in the early 2000s and has been replaced by a body double that she used to avoid paparazzi named Melissa. Now, before you say, oh, that's insane, that's crazy, she's here, they look the same, all this stuff, wrong. Wrong to all of that. Or at least questionable. If that's all questionable, those aren't all facts. That she's here and that she looks the same. Because there's been so much data, so much evidence, so much side-by-side photos that really show that there's a strong possibility that that's not Avril Lavigne. Hold on, I gotta get my nephew some snacks as I talk about this drama. This all came back to my head after I just saw a video by Salone Hooks. Shout out to Salone, who brought this up again. But I've been for years, I have been hearing about this, and honestly, I believed it. I'm not gonna lie, I have believed it. At first, I was like, "That's crazy." I started hearing the details and the evidence that it is a different person, and it's kind of really impossible not to at least see why people think this. You know, why they would think that Avril Lavigne passed away. So apparently she was having a really hard time with the fame and celebrity, and you know, in an interview she talked about how, you know, hard it's been for her since her grandfather passed away, all kind of really tough things she was going through. And she already had hired, or a label hired, somebody named Melissa, who was going to be the body double for her to go out to public events, because you got to do that for as a celebrity. And that's who would be photographed so that she wouldn't be bothered by the paparazzi, who she thought should be illegal. She thought paparazzi should be illegal because they invade her private space, all that kind of thing, like, which I totally understand. I mean, as somebody who works with paparazzi myself when I was in Hollywood, I understand how necessary they are, so I don't really feel that way. But she felt what she felt, you know. And fast forward to now, you know, Avril, the new Avril, or Melissa, is over here getting all kind of photograph moments, and you know, just out there in the public doing all kind of interviews, things that the other Avril Lavigne, the original, would never have done, you know, in the ways that she would never have talked about these things either. Now, there's a lot of differences in their face. We can go that direction, but you can change a face. You can do plastic surgery. You can age and look differently from aging. But personality-wise, these two have two different personalities, the older one and the new one. And it's so hard to unhear it. Even the way they talk, the pitch of their voice. You know, Avril Lavigne, who I was a big fan of back in the day, like, I really enjoyed her. And I wondered, like, why did I not become a fan of her anymore? Like, why? Like, she was really a great artist. I was a huge supporter. I listened to her songs all the time. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, I'm over this. You know, around the time where they say she passed away, which is crazy because the whole music changed back then. Her whole sound changed. It was not hitting the same way at all, which makes me think that she's passed away and not another theory where she, maybe just living in hiding, kind of like how they say Tupac is living in hiding, which I don't think Tupac has passed away. I think he's gone. But kind of like that, where they think that she's just living her life somewhere, enjoying her royalty checks, which, you know, that would be great if that was true. But that would mean that she would be still making her music. You know, she would still be part of the creative process of the new songs. And as we can hear, these are not songs that she has made. Like, these songs are so different. They're so just surface and things that the opposite of Avril Lavigne. You know, the opposite. These are songs that a person that wishes she was Avril, that was willing to step into her shoes, and maybe even was a friend of Avril at one time, but a different person would make. You know, like, it's just much more poppy. You know, it doesn't have that angst that, you know, Avril Lavigne has. I know we grow, we age, and we you know, we see things differently. We have our music, you know, our music changes, our likes and things change. I get that, but like, to change this much as an artist, I don't see it. I don't see it. So she has addressed, the new Avril has addressed these allegations, and she kind of jokes them off and says, "Oh, that's crazy. People just have nothing better to think. You know, they have nothing better to do but make up these crazy rumors. Like, it's me. I'm here. It's me." And it's like, even the way she answers that is not how the old Avril Lavigne would have answered that. She would have been much more like, "Oh, whoa, like that's spooky. Like y'all think that something happened. Like that's." She would be more like in the. She would be more real about it. I would feel she would break it down more, and she would just. She would. It would be different. It wouldn't be this kind of like, "Oh, guys, like, y'all so silly." It wouldn't be that. It wouldn't give that. It would give more. Either she would make a dark joke about it, or she would like be really upset about it because it's a lie. She is here or something like. I just don't see that. And then I saw somebody said so that there was a picture of the real Avril Lavigne buying cheese, like after apparently she had passed away, and that she's still alive. And I don't know about that picture. I don't know. I just feel like if she is still alive, living in hiding or whatever it is, living her life outside of this fame, whatever, then that means she is not part of the creative process. And I just can't imagine her dirtying up her brand. If she's gonna live in hiding, at least be writing the songs and creating some good music to keep the legacy alive. I don't see her letting her legacy, burn like this, Like, I'm not dissing the new one, but I am kind of dissing her because it's like, it's not good. The new music is not good. It's not popping. I don't know when the last time she's hit the charts. I know she goes on tour sometimes, but it's kind of like the nostalgia. And even when she performs her old songs, she does not sound the same. She does not seem the same as the old Avril Lavigne at all. I'm not even saying like a little difference. I'm talking about a really big difference. Really, really big difference. So I personally think that she passed away. A lot of artists have a hard time with that transition. I think she passed away. I think that they hired the body double to be the new her, for the label to continue profiting off of the huge success of Avril Lavigne. It was she was ginormous back then. But the fact that the music has stopped, the quality has dropped so low, or the impact, I think the impact has dropped so low. Just shows that she's not the same girl. She's not the same one. So let me know what y'all think. I want to know what y'all think. Don't call people crazy just for believing this or questioning it. There's a lot of data behind it. A lot of photographic, even messages in the songs that show that she may have already passed, And it's just dark. It's kind of a dark thing. It's like kind of spooky to have, like, imagine you're an artist, you put your heart into your music, and then your label, once you pass away from the pressure, you take your life, pass away, and then your label hires a double and just keeps you going, like a ventriloquist kind of situation. And now at this point, somebody made a good point, and they said that the new Avril Lavigne, this Melissa girl, has been Avril longer than the original Avril Lavigne, and that's crazy. And that's because she died so young. If she did pass away, if that is true, so I don't know, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about this. Is this the real Avril Lavigne? Did Avril Lavigne pass away? Like, I think yes. I'm going with yes, she did. I'm going with just Melissa. And you know what? Shout out to Melissa. I know she needs a lot of therapy to be somebody else for all these years. That's a really hard work for mentally, people not knowing people like you for you or for who you're pretending to be all this time. I bet now she does think she really is Avril. Like I said, she's been Avril for so long. But yeah, it's just, it's so spooky. Such a spooky situation. Anyways, rock on, Mercuryans. Let me know, is this the real Avril or nah? All right, bye.